Okay. Huh. Tina? Are we having a problem? Let's see. Hola. Hello. Hello. There. Oh, right. I'm greeting you guys up, down, all around from the Conscious Life Expo in Los Angeles Hilton. And they're an airport hotel with the world's worst internet that I have ever seen. And we are here to talk about how to shift your mood from down to up and make that decision from up to down and out or in, free your soul or not. And so those are some of the decisions that are being required today of each and every of us. And I'm Joan of Angels. For all of you guys, I'm so happy to see you. Welcome back. If you're new to me, welcome. I hope you come back because you guys are the people I love. You guys are the ones that inspire me, motivate me, and give me the reason for doing what I do. And what is it I do, you might ask? Good question. Well, I help you remember who you are, why you're here, your mission, your purpose, your destiny, your potential, your gifts, your ability to self-heal. So I help remind all of us that we're higher dimensional frequency beings. I don't even want to use the word humans, but beings who have potential to live their vision, live their dream, and do what you came here to do. And I have really dedicated my life to doing that. So guys, check me out at joanofangels.com. Just to let you guys know, I have an event coming up on the 19th. So check that out on manifestation, how to take your dreams and your visions and manifest them into reality, which is, it's one thing to have dreams and visions and to live in them, but it's another to really have the courage and the power to, grab a stake and plant it in the ground. So welcome everyone. Welcome. Please like, subscribe, and share as well. Here I am in the hotel lobby. You can see I'm in the hotel lobby, having been to this most amazing of conferences where I got to be my true self. And so when I was given the name up, down, all around, which are you going to choose? Are you going to choose to walk this path? You're going to choose to walk that path? Maybe a little bit of both paths. But when I was given that title, it kind of showed me that they reminded me that spiritual journey is not a straight line. You'd think it would be. You think, okay, I could walk up a set of stairs and get to the top, or I have a path that goes up. But no, the path to mastery really is like this, and that is because we're humans and we have free will. So you might know, like I knew when I was 30, that I was here to heal and inspire millions of people. I had a vision, and this vision was really clear, and I believed my vision. But even though I had that vision, I didn't have a teacher like me who could teach me how to live that vision, nor did I want to, give up the way I was living. But I was by then a chiropractor. I was in service, complete service to others. So that was the path I had walked, but I wasn't walking on a path of devotion in a certain way, or a path where I was constantly talking about raising your vibrations. Although now that I think about it, I was always talking about aligning your body, mind, and spirit. So it's all in the terminology. But I want you to take a peek at your own journey, okay? So you could determine which way is my journey going. Is it going to the higher path? Is it going to the lower path? Am I happy with where I'm going? And even why is that important? Good question. So we're going to talk about all that and more. I want to mention a few other little things. Number one, you'll be seeing a series of cute little videos from the speakers that I've been meeting. So I put up my friend Christopher. Christopher I met back in 2011 here in Los Angeles, and he is a crystal shaman and a crystal whisperer. Take a peek at that. And if you want to get activated to your own crystalline gifts, let me know and I'll turn you on to him. But he does activate crystals. As a matter of fact, he activated this ring and this ring. And I'm sharing that with you because I'm looking for more jewelry, actually, that's very specific to healing energy, okay? So that when I do this and teach you guys things about running your energy, okay, so you can tell we're going to be running energy in a couple of minutes. But what I learned was that this is actually a female ring and this is a male ring. And so I learned that from Christopher before, and it makes sense because I was at the gem show a few weeks ago in Quartzsite, Arizona, looking at rings, and all weekend here at the expo I've been looking at rings. They're turquoise. And so I was looking at rings, and none of them looked good, you know, like they just put one here. They just didn't fit. And when he said this one's male and this one's female, and I wouldn't have even thought to ask, then it dawned on me that there's there's nothing else it should be. So these are ways, you know, we raise our own vibrational frequency, even the jewelry that we wear. And so Christopher, and I don't have this on tape, I'm sorry, Christopher actually activated this necklace so that the necklace itself is also activated to the frequency. So maybe I'll devote one show to showing you how that's done, or have Christopher on to show you how it's done. Would anyone like that? All right. So guys, where are you from? Where are you from? And while we're doing that, since I have this kind of energy, we're going to start right now. Mother, Father, God, we are divinely blessed. We feel the presence. We invite them in to be with us, the presence of our divine ancestors, the divine beings of the internet. We ask for our guardians, for the ascended masters, for the little people, the tree people, the plant people, the frog people, all beings around the earth. We ask that the work that we do here together on Miracle Mondays, but we ask that energize. We ask that it energize Michigan, that it energizes England, that it energizes Pennsylvania, and energizes Los Angeles, and energizes London, and Singapore, and South Africa, and Scotland, and Chicago, and every place that we're at. We're asked that all of these areas be activated and energized, and that each and every one of us listening to this now and later, that each and every one of us feel this energy moving through us so that we can begin to process this energy as divine sacred beings, knowing that in these particular shows, in this energy of when we're together, okay, in Washington and in Arizona in the house as well, and in Florida, as we continue to process, share this out with your friends, my friends. As we continue to process, what we're doing tonight is raising up the light, up or down. Let's raise up that light frequency, and then we can send it out round the globe, all around. And what we're doing is we're actually literally planting miracle seeds of spiritual awakening around that planet, for you, for all of your loved ones, for your beloved ones, and for when you do what you came here to do, when you release your soul to be free to be you, then what happens is that that not only do you have a grand awakening, but that energy rises up in you, and that which you came here to do pours out of you, and the universe gives you that energy back. So this weekend has been extraordinary for me, because when it gives you that energy back, okay, and you feel more inspired than ever to do that energy more, then the result is that the people around you have an awakening. They can't help that. And as they have that awakening, because it's so in your soul purpose, they have that awakening, then they too begin to resonate at a higher frequency. It's all about frequency. And so as we go about the planet being our angel selves, and knowing that we're lifting this vibrational frequency, then that's what we came here to do. We were sent here and we chose here. It's a combination. Many of you are creator beings that actually came here down to the planet so you could help free this beloved planet. You were given skills, tools, toolkits. I call it a toolkit. So when I say you have a toolkit, your tools might be intuition, or your tools might be telepathy, or your tool might be compassion and kindness. We all have tools in our toolkit, and this is part of the journey. But is it an easy journey? No. So when I was given that title, up or down, there's a path that bifurcates depending upon whether you say yes as your guides lead you, yes to hearing the voice from within, yes to moving forward on your path even when you're scared. So even when part of you goes, Holy Mother, how could I be called to, like Joan of Angels? How can I be called to be Joan of Angels, to tell people I'm called? Like, what kind of human does that? How can you be called to do that soul, voice, and vision, and set in action that project or that talent or skill that you have? And I know that you know what I mean, because you have a unique soul purpose, and I know that all of you know it, by the way. And I'm going to challenge you about that. In fact, I want to see them in the comments, like my soul purpose is, because that's how we get the best out of whatever we're doing, is when we have to have skin in the game. So like, what in the world is your soul purpose? Because when we claim it, and so when we start that manifesting workshop that I'm doing, we start by looking at your soul, like your soul vision, what your heart really desires for you to do and claim this life. And then we work on letting go of anything that stands in your way of implementing that, of calling that in, because those visions have been given to you by the Creator, by Source, and and you yourself are a creator being. So we are awakening that memory of that. I was not born with my memory intact here. It took a series of awakenings for me to be sitting here at Conscious Life Expo, having had this experience I want to share with you of being fully, authentically me, and the results, okay? So before I came here this weekend, I spent a lot of time thinking about what did I want to accomplish. And blessings to all of you, okay? We're going to be pulling these cards in a few minutes. But I spent time thinking, what did I want to accomplish? So lesson 1, intention. What is it I want to get out of what I'm doing, okay? And so my intentions in coming here, I have a cushy job. Don't tell anyone. My cushy job is so cushy, because I get to sort of be a prima donna and go in and out of the speakers' rooms and introduce the speakers. Okay, so I show up 15 minutes, 20 minutes ahead, and the doors are locked to the general public. So, I'm Joan of Angels. And I discovered people know me here this year, so it's very different. My mission was to come out of the closet, to continue coming out of the closet. This is a public event. And Many of my colleagues are here, so I wanted to meet more of my colleagues who knew that they'd want to have me show up in more events and be speaking at their events. So I wanted to leave here being invited to speak at certain events as well, being asked, being interviewed, meeting several people I wanted to have on the show, and just people to engage with that saw me. Okay. So I set that intention. And on Saturday, I woke up and I said, okay, how are we setting that into motion? So every speaker I introduce, so my cushy job of introducing the speakers gives me an ability to reach an audience. I reach their audience first. I kind of warm up the audience. I introduce myself as Joan of Angels. And each time I did this introduction, my wings grew. My wings grew so strong that the whole room was vibrating from that energy. And I realized that I could be as big or as small as I wanted. And I'm hoping you understand what I'm saying. I could be larger than life. Okay, I could be Joan of Angels, the one sometimes you see me with my crown. I was wearing something very beautiful. You could either be as large as you envision yourself to be, or you could be a lesser version, the one that's a safe choice, the one that won't screw up, or the one that won't, fall on her face or look foolish. So I don't know if you understand what I mean, but if you understand what I mean, let me know. Computer resets. And as I said, they've had terrible internet. But no, I really wanted to go on tonight. I wanted to share this really insight. So as the weekend went on, I gave myself more and more permission to be Joan of Angels, not Joan Hangarter. So some of you know me as Dr. Joan Hangarter, who's more conservative. Joan of Angels has permission to be her authentic self and to sing her name out loud. So part of what I want to do with you is have you singing your own self out loud, if you know what I mean. We want you to, I wore my crown on the last show I did with Noel, with the Conscious Co-Creators, which was a blast. You really should see that show. It was one of the best interviews I've been on. It just was so loving and heartfelt. But I wore my crown. And so I'm giving you permission to wear your crown. And if you go watch that video that I just did on the Crystal Whisperer, you'll understand what I mean. That's on my YouTube channel, by the way, where you can subscribe, like, or share. So I love this comment that Margaret just gave, that I'm sort of larger than life. I felt larger than life by the end of the weekend. By tonight, my introductions were like a work of art. And some of the people I introduced are going to come on the show. It also gave me an entree to meet people I would never have had the courage and the confidence to go up and meet, because I would have had to go up and say, well, I'm Joan of Angels, and then I would have had to have a conversation with them, okay? Like, what do I talk about these people? And some fascinating people that I've gotten to introduce. And because I've gotten to introduce, somehow they've fallen in love with me too. And so that's been a miracle. So what's the point? It's not to brag, it's really to remind us all that when we set the intention and then we unpin that which is holding us back. So what if my purpose here at the Conscious Life Expo was to so raise the vibration that there were souls that I really lifted their spirits and helped them see the miracle of certain things. And I did do that. I did that in my own presentation, and I did that in these rooms. And so I was a divine part of this energetic, if you understand what I mean. And you are all a divine part of this energetic that is part of stepping into the miraculous. Miracle Monday. What is Miracle Monday? Miracle Monday is a night that I was shared to do. I've been shared to do to remind me first, so I can remind you, like we put on our oxygen mask first, right, on the airplane, and then we put it on our beloveds. So my job is to put on my oxygen mask, and Miracle Monday puts on my oxygen mask. So I don't want to talk about masks anymore, actually. So it just has given me more oxygen. Thus we can share the oxygen and then help revitalize you. I don't want to do it for you. I only want to help you remember. I'm planting seeds with you. So on the act of healing tonight, first we're going to read a card. And when I make you blush, that's a good thing. And I blush very easily, by the way. But since I can't quite hear your thoughts, maybe I won't have to blush tonight. Okay. Oh, my goodness. Okay. So before I show you the card, remember I was like starting to do this, with my hands. And everyone go like this in your home and feel that energy in your hands. And then go out like this, hold this, and wait till I share the card. Can't make this up. What is already with you? And the card, and look at the energy that's being released, the doves, the butterflies that are being released out back to, or fairies. They could be little fairies. The energy, that high vibration that's being released back. So it's a reminder something. One of the messages I'm hearing to share, one day I'd like to share directly, that I'm not interpreting it. Maybe my voice will really change. The hands go like this. And when your hands go like this and you're out in nature and you increase this power here, then imagine, my loves, okay, the energy, the light, the miracles coming out through your hands. Okay, imagine that. And it comes from, okay. So we're going to imagine and remind us that the energy comes from the heavens through our crown chakra, right into our third eye, but continues down to our heart chakra. And if we rub our hands and we open them up, we can even open up closer more to our heart level, which you can't see, like that. And it will, you can imagine this energy being released. And so as you do, someone had left this salad here, but I needed the electrical. Okay, so I hope you can hear. These aren't the people I was looking to have on my show, but they're part of the event, but I don't know them well enough. Okay, so what is already with you? So that has to do with what I talk about. What you are asking for is asking for you. What you are calling is calling you, calling us. So when we do this kind of energy, let's send that energy out. Let's imagine that this energy is coming out through you and going around you, okay, first forming a perfectly white cylinder all around you to protect your frequency from any lower frequencies less than your frequency or less than the frequency of divine beings, okay, expanding, and then expanding out from your heart around. So since we're watching through this, see it coming out towards me, and as it comes out towards me, we're sending it out through every being that's on this show, knowing that it's not just the humans that are on this show. So we're sending it out, we're bringing them in, and we're going ever higher. So if you can feel that as we are expanding outward into those energy fields. Oh my goodness, Darren. Darren LeBaron. Hello, can you just show your lovely face to my tribe for a second? This is the most amazing shroom being I've ever met. He's such a high shaman being. Yes. This is Darren LeBaron. This is Miracle Monday.
Hey.
We don't have my fabulous background, because we just, I was lucky to get the internet here.
Okay,
and now I'm
you.
lucky to get you. All right, tell them one thing you're going to talk about tonight in your event tonight that I don't get to introduce you to.
Oh, that's a shame. I was looking forward to that, as you know. But tonight we're going to be looking at cultivation, and I'm going to remind people that you are a mushroom having a human experience, and that you're just a big old piece of shit. And that's a compliment.
I love you.
That's what the highlight of today is. But I'm going to teach people how to cultivate mushrooms.
Okay, all right. Oh my God. Okay, go have fun.
Thank you.
I don't want to bother you.
And you have an amazing Joan of Angel hair, doing amazing stuff. One love every time.
See, that's what I did all weekend. I got to meet amazing, fantastic people. Who stopped? I know he was busy, and he's actually doing a live presentation tonight at 8 here. He told us that, but yeah, okay. And the event I introduced right before I did Miracle Monday, guys. So look him up, Darren LeBaron _ Darren, DARREN _ LE _ BARON. So cute. Such a heartfelt being. And he's a shaman for sure. But before I came on tonight, I also introduced Dr. Sarah Larson down the hall there. And they were setting up the room for an entheogenic ceremony, of which they were going to be microdosing mushrooms. Okay. I shouldn't say that, perhaps, but that's what they were really hoping to do, and do it down there. But it was like being in a plant medicine ceremony. So it was absolutely astounding. Oh, he just walked by that way. But okay, let me get centered. Okay, but the point of everything is that what I did was what I tell you to do. Believe in yourself, believe in your vision, and do it. So before I came, one of my friends kind of gave me the same pep talk I give you all, because we're a tribe. And he kind of reminded me of that. And I really took it to heart. So when I took it to heart, the results have been astounding. I'm going to tell you the next thing that happened on Saturday. Now, because I'm feeling more like I'm part of the expo, and they were validating that I'm a hostess, and I was troubleshooting and really being extraordinary, if I must say so myself, I felt even more confident to be me. So the last few weeks, I've been getting a flyer about an event in Sedona, the Sedona Ascension event.com. Sedona Ascension something. And I've been seeing all the speakers on there, a couple that I know, and it's like, God, why aren't I speaking there? I really want to speak there. And one of my intentions was to get a few speaking engagements without having to beg for them, okay? Like, just people running after me. So I was introduced to this woman, Suzanne Ross. Turns out she's the one doing that Sedona event. So we're chatting. She said, Joan of Angels, everyone's heard of Joan of Angels. And I looked at her and I said, well, how come Joan of Angels isn't on this event if everyone knows who Joan of Angels is and needs her? She said, well, everyone needs her. I said, well, why isn't she on this event? And she said, oh my God, you're right. Why not? Joan of Angels needs to be here. But then she said, I just don't know how I'm going to do it. Every spot is full. Maybe I'll have a cancellation. And then she said, well, yeah, a few weeks ago, Laura Eisenhower had to drop out. So maybe I'll have a cancellation. And I looked at her and I said, you know what, Suzanne, tomorrow morning when I come back, you're going to tell me that you actually have an opening for me. You're going to let me know, Joan, you won't believe it, but I actually have an opening for you. And then I gave her big hugs. And I can't wait to meet her, by the way. So I gave her big hugs. And guys, you should let me know all your favorite people who will be in Sedona. Anyway, so on Sunday, now remember, I'm getting stronger all weekend because people sort of believe that I was who I am. And I got to sort of really play my part here. So part of it is you play our part. You just have to know what that part is. So I look for her on Sunday. I go by her booth and she says, you will never believe this, but I was lying in bed last night. Of course I'll believe it. She said, I'm lying in bed last night, and suddenly I realized how I could do this, that I was going to have sound healing from 5:30 to 6:30 or something. And then she said, I decided I was going to skip that because people would just leave anyway. And I decided to have, it was an opening for another speaker. And so that's what I did. And so I'm going to be speaking in Sedona and at the Sedona Ascension Retreat, March 18th at 5:30 p.m., which happens to be also the same day that I'll be co-producing and introducing speakers for Omar's event, Humanity Unplugged. So please circle your calendar for March 18th, Friday, which will be All Jones Day. And I'll be introducing amazing people on his free event. And then I'll be speaking 5:30 Arizona time, whatever that is. Okay. But it happened. That's the whole point. The point is that the larger I felt, the better it went for me. So tonight at 8, I'm going to introduce Susan Slaughter, Slaughter. She's famous. She's on the History Channel. She's on the Ghostbusters Channel. She's world renowned, and she does exorcism. She talks to ghosts. She gets rid of nasty spirits. And so I met several people who do that, who are completely fascinating. Again, I would never have met these people. So I'm going to do a panel on the lower vibrations. And I never would have thought we'd be doing a panel on lower vibrations. So and so tonight I get to introduce Susan, and she has a seance tonight, and hopefully I'll be able to attend the seance. I've really never attended a seance. So I am stretching, also learning new things, just like I'm asking you guys to. All right, I want you to think of a question you want the answer to, and I'm going to pull a card, and I want you to know that this card is for each and every one of you, whether you are hearing it now or you're hearing it later. So here it is. To my sacred friends, the power of attraction. All right, the power of attraction. And it is a 13 card, but the power of attraction, look at that. What you are calling to you is what you are calling in is calling you. And the higher your vibration is, then the higher the level of what you will call to you will be. So what was I calling in? To be asked to speak, to be asked to be recognized, to be asked to excel in my job as Joan of Angels. Okay, I know, Margaret, I was going to tell you that. I'm going to ask to excel as Joan of Angels. And as a matter of fact, let's each and every one of us ask to be excelled as ourselves. Okay, I think I left a deck at the other table. I'm not sure it came with me, because I had several decks. I sat at the other table. Well, I'm going to trust that they're there because they're not in my bag. Okay, well, that's all right. We still have this deck. Okay, so I distracted myself. All right, so when we raise our level of attraction, we raise the quality of what we're attracting to us. So years ago, when I lost everything, and I knew that I was still doing groups because my life is in service of others. So I was doing groups, but the attraction was, the people I was attracting desperately needed miracles, and all they could afford was maybe help chip in for the pizza. So I'd be working for pizza that night as we raised the vibrations. And as I gained back in self-confidence, then my level of attraction could go higher. And when my level of attraction and raise my vibration could go higher, well, you tell me down there what could happen to you. Your level of vibration will go higher and higher, and higher and higher. So that is how we ride the miracle train, the miracle wave. We continue to raise our frequency to bring in that light. So when we go back to our healing, and I think this is kind of funny, not funny, it's watching my words. If you hear me say things like, oh, that's unbelievable, kind of point it out to me, and Tina will gladly play the comment for me. But we want to use the words like we expected that. Like I expected her to have me on her platform. I did. So why would I say it's unbelievable? I could say I'm totally grateful for the miracles, and it is miraculous mastery. But to say, hard to believe, isn't that hard to believe? Rather than say, as I claim the power that is within me to step into my destiny, miraculous things happen. Synchronicity things happen. Good things happen. More good things happen. And the sign, the confirmation is more good things do happen. So I promise that that's how this energy works. So we started feeling the energy with this, releasing that and having it, you might need it like 12 inches out in front of your heart, seeing it come through your fingers and your heart. Hi, beautiful. And then we go to this one, which we have two beings. And in a way, this is you and I. So it's me here, you there. And we've been passing energy between us to raise that level. So put your hands on the screen and raise that level. I can turn this a little more. Raise that level of what's coming out from our fingertips, what's going round and round and round, from me to you, from you to me, in circulating, encapsulating, bringing in those powers, circulating. So let's send the energy going out in a circle. Let's experiment with something we haven't done before, which is having the circle go from my fingertips to yours and back through my hands. So let's see if we can feel that as a giant ball of energy with the sun right in the center, pulsing. Woo! I don't know what you're feeling, but I like it. I am really feeling it. Whew. All right. They say that within that sun, we can also put Gaia. We can put our planet. So let's put the planet inside the sun, sending those vibrations, and it's still coming from you and me to you. And by the way, each of you, as you send it back to me, then I'm sending it back out to everyone else. And so we are in a unified field of consciousness. It's as if you're in a plant medicine ceremony with me or in a sacred space with me. And even though I'm in a public space, I'm going to actually do a little more work right now, sealing this as a giant bubble of protection and healing. Woo! All right. I am feeling it. I am feeling it. So as I said, when we step into our power, we may look to the world like working harder, but in truth, we're only working smarter, and we're vibrating at a higher rate of frequency and having a lot more fun. Okay? Well, Dr. Gray, Dr. West, rather. Ciao, ciao, ciao. We'll send him on his way. If I get his name wrong, oh God. Okay, so you know what I'm feeling. And because I do Miracle Monday every Monday, I kind of allow you all to get a little closer to me. And I have dropped kind of my doctor persona as Dr. Joan Hangarter, who would never wear her crown on the air, by the way. Now I want to tell you about another miracle. So one of my friends, Alan Steinfeld, some of you might know him from working with Portal to Ascension or his book on ETs or Clubhouse or his show. So Alan Steinfeld introduced me to this cute girl named Lauren, who had a stroller with an adorable dog named George. Okay. Lauren was really dressed like Los Angeles. She barely had clothes on. And she's in the room. She has her stroller, and I could hardly believe that the stroller had George in it. George was the dog. Okay. So it turns out that she is a comedian. And she has something like 2 million followers on Facebook and Instagram. No, she's the one who has 484,000 followers on Instagram. Okay, the 2 million was the other guy I met who's going to do readings with us and who's a ghost hunter and who has had his own shows on Ghostbusters and Ghost Hunters and also has all of these. They're so exciting I can barely talk. Now, why am I telling you about it? Oh, yeah, so Lauren and I really connected, and then I went and I did speaker introductions, and then later on I went down to the cafe here and saw tables that had my friends in it. So it was a huge open party, really. Every table had someone that I knew. And I sat down and Alan was there, and so Lauren came by with George in the stroller, and we started talking heart to heart. And she looked at me and she said, "Joan, you are so funny." I told them about the psychic, my friend, the psychic, Kay, who reads palms in the desert. And she had told me a few years ago that I should be a comedian. And she said, "Oh my God, Joan, I see it. You should be doing TikTok videos." She said they would love you on TikTok. And because I guess I was giving little pieces of wisdom as I don't know, in 15 seconds. So don't be surprised if you see me doing TikTok videos. And so they were all encouraging me to do these little 15-minute TikTok readings. What do you think, guys? I want to hear it. I want to hear everything. Okay, so the third card is known as Beyond the Mind. The heart beats. So this gets me to the next phase. So here we are, right? Oh, Margaret says I should do it. What do you think? What do you think? I need help, guys. All right. But I am going to do it. When I get home, I'm going to go through some of the videos. And I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I can do it. I'm a little goofball. What happens if everyone knows that? All right. So step 3, we have, our hands. We have the sun, the heart pouring out its energies, right? Beyond the mind, the heart beats. So I also taught a class on your intuition is your superpower. And that's practically one of the things I said. Your intuition is your heart, as opposed to your logical mind. And, one of the things I'm really going to be upfront with you that I ended up saying during my talk, which was not videotaped, by the way, so no one would know if I didn't share this with you. But when we think about your learning how to differentiate your gut from your logical mind, and this is why I have those classes on my website, but you want to be able to intuit quickly and trust what you hear. You need to sort of have an understanding. And nowadays, you really have to. So that's why I'm teaching that class on your gut, your superpower. But your logical mind is also what rules many people and keeps them from following their gut, especially, say, if you're a doctor, lawyer, or Indian chief. So one of the things that really pointed out was that, if you're faced with the decision, say, well, here's what I did say, and this is what got it into the conversation, is that research has shown that people who have serious terminal illnesses, the ones who follow their gut and listen to their intuition in regards to their treatment, get better results than the ones who follow their logical mind or the science. Okay, so the ones that listen to their gut are healed and recovered. They're the ones that have these miraculous healings, while the ones who listen to the science and their logical mind are dying or getting worse and not getting, or not living. Okay, they're not surviving. And then I got carried away because what's the thing that the media is always telling us? Trust the SCE. Okay, I'm not going to say it because it's a buzzword. It's that algorithm. But trust the what. And I wasn't meaning to talk about that, but I couldn't help myself because now each and every one of you, my loved friends, and I love you, but each and every one of you has that decision to make. Do I trust my gut, or do I trust the logical mind, which has to do with the science, okay? And the science that's run this pandemic. Do I trust the science that's run the pandemic, or do I trust my logical mind, which may not agree with that science that ran the pandemic? And I don't care what you trust because it's up to you. What I do care is that you can differentiate what you believe and what other people are telling you to believe. Because in these upcoming times, the only thing you're going to be able to rely on, because it is going to get tricky. If you're in Canada, the United States, it is going to get tricky. You will be called upon to trust your gut in situations you never expected to have to call upon your gut. All right? And you might not have anyone in the room to confirm it with you. So that divine seven sense, that ability to go within, is really important. And so I spoke about it on Saturday. It was a great presentation, one of my best, because I really started off, hello, humanity. I have news for you. Earth is in a little bit of a hot mess, hot mess. And it is time for you to be able to be frosty enough to feel vibrations. So what do we do on this show, my loved ones? Okay, and you are my loved ones. I'm sorry. What do we do on this show? We tune in and we build up your confidence in the fact that you are also a visionary, that you guys are intuitive, that you have a reason for being here and a mission, and that you have the ability to live your vision and share your dreams and share with others and help. That together we can raise to a high vibe, raise the vibe around the planet, raise the vibe for the people in our tribe. Because when we tend to our tribe and help do our work, we have to tend to ourselves first. I did have someone call and say, he said, I don't know, Joan, if people get that you want to teach them so that they can then help others. I mean, yes, that's what I want you to do, but I want you to take care of yourself first so you know how to do these things and that you don't lose your own center or your boundaries. So I want to tune you up so you're at the highest vibratory frequency, and that when we leave Miracle Monday for the month, until next Monday, that you go, my God, I feel so much better. I am a miracle maker. I can be at a high vibration this week. I can be of service. So let's start with that. I am strong and powerful. I am aligned with my destiny. I am aligned with that which is for my highest good and that has the most benevolent outcome for all concerned. For all concerned, up, down, all around. So we ask right now that we raise our vibes, that I am free. I am free to be me. I am grateful. I am in gratitude and service for that which brings me more. Because the more we do this work, which is not work, the more we do this process and this practice, the more we actually serve our purpose, the higher our vibration, and the closer we are really to this spiritual journey. In the beginning, when we started tonight, I started talking about that spiritual journey and how easy it is to get lost because it's not a straight path. But we chose to be here. Not only did we choose to be here, we volunteered to be here. Heck, I think some of you elbowed people out of the way and said, pick me, I want to go, I want to be first. So I want to tell you something, honeys. You got down here. And Kevin, I want to tell you I have a class coming up, Higher Dimension. It's on manifesting. Join me on the class. You're going to have a great time on that class. You're going to learn so much. And I'll get a chance to fluff your wings on that class. Okay. So I've covered a lot. Any questions? Any questions? And how do you feel? How did tonight's show make you feel, guys? And how did it make you feel that made you feel more special about you? Okay? That brought out your unique special. So that tomorrow when you wake up, you go, you know, I'm going to be that highest part of myself. I'm going to play that role of being a compassionate or a healer or kind or a good listener. Tomorrow I'm going to go out and I'm going to play that part to the best of my ability. I'm going to be a superstar at being a compassionate person tomorrow. I'm going to be a superstar at being kind or uplifted. I'm going to be a superstar and play me so much that people are going to stop and go, oh my God, Margaret, you look amazing today. I feel your vibration. So let's all challenge ourselves that tomorrow or when we wake up, we have an extraordinary event because we have an expectation that when we leave our house or when we do what we came here to do, that it's going to go even better than we expected. Who believes that that's going to happen? Raise your hand. Say yes. I believe. Yes, I know that tomorrow is going to be even better than today because I'm going to be sharing more of my purpose, of what I'm here to do, a little bit more of how I can help, even if I'm an undercover angel and no one could see that I'm purposely being kind or that I'm purposely going out of the way to help them. So let's run that marathon, Matthew. Let's call Matthew Marathon. Marathon Matthew. Matthew, who runs the marathon. I'm going to do a class on naming soon, dears, because what I saw today was as I was naming myself Joan of Angels, Joan who helps raise the vibration and fluff your wings, I was seeing that the people in the class, the next person who introduced themselves to me, who wanted to just say like I'm Lorraine, it was like Lorraine who helps the sky prevent and bring and clear so that we have more rain, or who is here to retrain or refrain. Each of you, those names that we have, just to point out, have been given to us by our human counterparts, and we each have a heavenly name on this other dimensional vibration. So as we course correct to the 10 and beyond, our names will come to us, and so it is. All right. Oh my goodness. So I want to leave you with a few lovely tidbits. You're here for a divine reason. You're here with Joan of Angels for Miracle Monday for a higher purpose, to claim your fame, to claim your name, to claim your purpose and your mission. And hopefully after tonight, you will never be the same. Let's claim that purpose, that vision that you came here to be. And if it's all a game, like many of us know, like the Matrix, let's play the game. Let's play it to the highest frequency. And let's have fun and joy as we really kind of do this together. So I'm going to ask you to report back next Monday. I was about to say same time, but I've changed the time so many times that we're going to have a rhyme. But it will go back to 5 p.m. Pacific, which is 6 p.m., I guess, somewhere else, and 7 p.m. and 8 p.m. on the East Coast. Okay, last card. Anything you want to say to me from any one of you? Thank you for joining me. Okay, yes, it is. And yeah, here's your last message. And this is what we're going to do in that workshop on manifesting. Create a big, bold vision. Okay, create. Oh my God, the girl that I introduced Dr. Sarah Larson, and the shaman from Bolivia looked exactly like this. She had a headpiece just like this. She had tattoos like this. And oh my God, it is her. I'm going to keep the card out to show her. But what does the card mean? It says, put your big vision out. Stop playing small, big, bold vision. I'm just going to tell you something on that note. If you stick with your small program, you're not going to ascend. You're not going to have that spiritual awakening that I know each and every one of you wants. So please allow yourself to actually think and dream big and have this happen, and then report to me your progress. So like, subscribe, share. Thank you. I know there's a button on YouTube. Share me out with your people. We are growing ever bigger. I want people around the world to say, Joan of Angels is in the house. Joan of Angels is in the house. Joan of Angels is in the house. I need a good rhyme, that one. I need a little rhythm here. Joan of Angels is in the house. Boom, 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 boom. Go and have a fabulous week. Be yourself. Love yourself. Do what you came here to do, because no one else can do you like you. Only you. If you're true to you, will you be able to do you. So go be true to you and do you. Love you all. I'll see you next week.